Hello teachers and hello future LPTs. Kumusta po? So mag-start po tayo at 8 p.m. Okay po? So yung mga friends nyo na magiging LPT rin soon and also yung mga friends ninyo na magte-take ng licensure exam this September. So paki-mention na lang po sila para mapanood nila tong live. Okay? So hanggang 9 p.m. po tayo. Ayun na, so medyo dumadami na tayo, no? Nag-20 na tayo kanina. So, 18, 19, parang nagka-countdown. So, ayan po. So, 8 p.m. po tayo mag-start. Wait lang natin yung iba. Sayang naman kasi this is a free lecture po, no? From Teacher Sepi. And ayan, nag-mention na si teacher. So, let's go. Hopefully, okay po kayo. Sana masaya kayo. Sana ay okay po ang pagre-review ninyo. But I know that there's a lot of pressure, no? Pagdating sa inyong pagre-review. So, simulan na natin 'to. It's already 8 PM. So, baka mamaya napapaisip kayo, "Sino ba 'tong nagsasalita na 'to?" This is probably the first time that nakita niyo ako 'no, o nakita ninyo ako. So, I am Coach Jazz and you will know more about me later and we will be together until 9 PM po dito po sa TCRC. So, I gladly welcome you here and once again, this is a free lecture po from Teacher Sepi and we're going to talk about Prof. Ed and Gen Ed. So, yan po. 34 na tayo. Ayan, ang bilis naman talagang dumami. 36. Sana po maka 50 or 100 tayo tonight para marami tayong LPTs, future LPTs na matulungan. So once again po teachers, this is for Prof. Ed and also Gen Ed. At ano pang hinihintay natin, no? Simulan na natin to. Parang game show lang. So dito po, no, you can see that I am Coach Jazz and these are all my details po. And once again, we will be together until 9 PM. So, sisikapin natin medyo makarami ng test items o di kaya ng practice drills para naman talagang, tawag dito, kayang-kaya ang licensure exam sa September. And even if you are not a September taker, pwedeng-pwede kang manood kung March 2027 ka pa, September 2027. So again, teachers, early preparation is one of the keys na po sa pagpasa sa licensure exam. And again, teachers, so yan po ang aking mga details and we will be together po. I am Coach Ja. So, ang instructions lang po natin dito sa ating live sessions is for you, or live session rather, no, is for you to number 1, learn and enjoy. Okay? And then, since I am with you, no? I am Coach Jazz and I am with you. Ito po yung gusto kong ibahagi sa inyo, teachers. So, your let review season is not about being tama or mali. Okay? Instead, it is about being tama or natuto. So, ayan, nasa 2 minutes pa lang tayo pero nandito na kagad tayo. Bibigay ko na kagad po sa inyo yung ating motivation for tonight's session. Kasi teachers, ganito po ha, hindi lamang po pagre-review ang kinakram o hindi lamang po ang content ng licensure exam ang kailangang reviewin sa licensure exam, okay? Ano pa po ang kailangan naming reviewin, Coach Jazz? So, ang kailangan niyo pong reviewin ay even motivation, no? Ala, nare-review ba yung motivation? Opo, napapractice po yun. Kasi teachers, I know that you are currently starting your review, 'di ba po? September 2026 review and marami po sa inyo ay nafe-feel na parang alam mo 'yon, pressured sila. Napakaraming pressure. So yung pressure from your family, pressure from your friends, cousins, mga kapatid mong LPT na rin, especially if you are a breadwinner, kapatid, ate, kuya, nanay, 'di ba po, tatay. Okay? So mahirap ikram yung motivation At ang pagiging motivated sa licensure exam ay also mahirap i-achieve. So hopefully, teachers, itong ibibigay ko po sa inyo na motivation ay dalhin ninyo. So this is the first time that you saw me here on the page or sa page, no? Probably for September 2026 season. Pero sana po hanggang dulo ng season na to o hanggang next year ay dalhin niyo po ito that your licensure examination for teachers review season is not about being tama or mali. Instead, it is about being tama or natuto. Kasi I know that a lot of you will be questioning yourself pagdating ng panahon na malapit ng mag-licensure exam. Coach Jazz, ano yung sinasabi mong kukwestiyonin namin yung sarili namin pagdating ng licensure exam o pag malapit na yung panahon ng licensure exam? Di ba po, nagsasagot kayo ng mga quizzes, nakikinig kayo sa coaching sessions, nagsasagot kayo ng mga drills. Tapos darating po yung pagkakataon na over 100, no? Parang 30 lang ang makukuha ninyo. 40 lang ang makukuha nyo. Tapos, teachers, kapag kasi inisip ninyo na mali ka palagi, oh, nagkamali na naman ako. Ganun na naman ang maiisip mo, teacher. Ang ending po no, magdo-domino effect yan. Sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, mali na naman ako sa coaching session na to, mali na naman ako sa drills na to, mali na naman ako sa sinasagutan ko. Kaya ko ba mag-take ng licensure exam? Ano ba, papasa ba ako? Okay po. Papasa ba ako? So, bakit po ito na sabi ni Coach Jazz? Kasi I've been a lecturer, no? Since or after I graduated and passed the licensure exam. And I can see a lot of struggles from reviewees na ganun. Na ganun yung struggle nila, na kinu-question nila yung sarili nila. Kaya ko ba? Tapos madedemotivate na sila. But if you try to shift teachers, your focus, na pagtingin mo sa drills mo, no? It's not about being tama or mali. Instead, it is about being tama or natuto. It's either I win o di kaya I got the correct answer or I learned from this test item. Kasi, teachers, makinig po ha, nasa simula pa lang tayo. Sana kung hindi mo naabutan yung panimula natin, ulitin mo, teacher. Kasi mahalaga ito. Again, you know what, teachers? What matters more during your let review season is not your first take of the drills po ha, the quizzes during your let review, okay? It is not your first take, but your second take. O halimbawa po, ganito, teachers, kasi po, yung first take mo, insights po ang bibigay niyan sa'yo. Kung ang nakuha mo sa unang take mo ay 30 over 100, it only shows insights. San ka lacking? San ka okay na? Ano pa yung kailangan mong pagtuunan ng pansin? But after retaking, yung second take mo ng mga drills ha, during your let review season po ha, hindi ng licensure exam itself, ng mga drills during your let review season, ang makukuha mo dito is instead of insights, it will be progress. Okay? And then, what matters more in your let review season ay yung progress. Kaya again, teachers, wag pong panghihinaan ng loob kasi po itong tama or mali, sa day lang yan ng licensure exam. I hope you start talking positively to yourself since you're here listening to me. Okay? And I hope that during your let review season, hindi ka magiging masyadong harsh sa self mo na mali na naman ako, ito na naman ako. Okay? Kaya ko bang mag-take ng licensure exam? Instead, treat yung quotation mark natin dyan, no? So, every kamalian, a learning opportunity. Because what is normal during your let review season is not getting perfect scores, but learning from your tinatawag nating mistakes, no? And then, getting the perfect scores. Wag pong kakalimutan yan, teachers, ha? Again po, so as we start our lecture tonight, and as you continuously review and strive for your licensure exam, I hope that you will instill and you will inculcate, sa inyong mga pag-iisip that your letter review season is not about being tama or mali. Instead, it is about being tama or natuto. So, wag kakalimutan ang sinabi ni Coach Jazz. Okay po? And then, teachers, tingnan natin kung kaya ba natin mag-run through sa dulo. Pero, pwede nyo namang sigurong sarilihin na lamang ang pag-run through kapag hindi kaya ng oras natin since we'll be together until 9 p.m. only. And, ayan po, no? Sana kahit papano kayo ay na-motivate, medyo sumaya, at kahit nakain kayo dyan, nakahiga, wag lang po kayo matutulog, no? So, okay lang yon. Basta kailangan active listeners tayo tonight. Okay? And once again, this is going to be Prof. Ed and Gen Ed. So, simulan na po natin to. Purpose is the reason, no? You journey. And passion is the fire that lights the way. I hope, teachers, that you are passionate enough to find your purpose. Okay? And as you find your purpose, sisimulan natin yan sa number 1 question. So, which of the following topics are appropriate for inviting a barangay chairman to share ideas with students and teachers in a school? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? I will also give you, no, some time or a few seconds to answer. So, kung mahihiya, pakitype na lang po ang answer. Okay? So, ayan po. O, teachers, again po, huwag mahihiya ha. Pakitype na lang po ang answer. O, ang mantra natin, sinasabi ni Coach Jazz, it is not about being tama or mali, instead it is about being tama or natuto. So, okay lang yan. Kahit ibang letter ang ilagay ninyo, nalito kayo. Okay po? So, kapag ni-reveal ko yung tamang sagot, carry lang yan. It means, or it only shows that you learned. Okay po? So, mag-participate po tayo sa ating comment section. Ayan na, nagsasagot na ang ating mga teachers. Nakita ko na, medyo may delay lang po sa end ko dito sa aking cellphone, no, sa device. So, ang sagot ng madlang people ay letter B daw. So, tingnan natin, no, kung tama ba ang sagot ng ating teachers. It is letter B. Correct. Ay, number 1. Buena mano. Kapag ikaw ay nagla-licensure exam, tapos nakita mo yan, no, Gen Ed 1, tama na kagad to. Feeling mo ang sarap na magsagot or ang saya-saya magsagot kasi you already got the correct answer. And here, no, number 1, kung ikaw yung tipo ng teacher na nalito sa number 1 kasi sa pagla-lecture ko, there are teachers na nagsagot ng letter C, organizing a school sports tournament. So, okay lang yon kasi actually, kung titingnan mo, parang ano ba to? Barangay chairman, SK chairman, o di kaya parang nag-organize din naman talaga sila ng school sports tournament. However, the question here is, how will you arrive, no? Or get the correct answer, letter B? To some, ito po ay napakadaling question. But if you are the teacher who got or parang who learned from this test item, so again, nakalagay dito, ganito natin siya sasagutan, teacher ha. Which of the following topics are appropriate for inviting a barangay chairman? Iisipin nyo, teacher, ano bang role ng isang barangay chairman? To share ideas. Okay po, with students and teachers in a school. Letter A, tips on health and nutritional care. So, ikukumpara mo yung mga letters sa isa't isa, yung mga choices. Yung letter A kasi parang hindi naman, okay? Yung letter B naman, managing the basic needs of a community. Okay, kasi parang barangay chairman plus yung barangay, tama po? It is part of the community. So, nakita nyo, may parallelism tayo dyan. Barangay is also from a community. That's why, medyo carry na yung letter B. Pero, teachers, eto, technique from Coach Jazz. Tandaan nyo po ha, that you have to be a critical thinker. Hindi porket maganda yung letter B, isasagot mo na yan kagad without reading letter C at D. You are a critical thinker on the day of the licensure exam. Okay? So, wag kagad magsasagot kahit maganda si letter B. Letter C, organizing a school sports tournament. Carry lang naman. However, if we compare it to letter B, hindi ba too limiting si letter C na parang sports lang ba talaga si barangay chairman? Okay? And lastly, letter D, climate change and its responsibilities. Okay din naman, maganda rin naman, pero hanggang climate change lang ba talaga? Okay? That's why our answer here is letter B. Plus, teachers, focus din po tayo sa mga words. Ngayon, sa professional education, o bigyan ko kayo ng mga tips ha, tips from Coach Jazz. Ganito po, kapag sa Prof Ed, obserbahan ninyo yung mga words na ginagamit. Number one, appropriate. Usually, if you will see this word in professional education, you will usually see this under educational technology, number one. Okay? Number two, it is under child and adolescent learners and learning principles. Okay? And then, foundations of education, maaari na rin. Plus methods and strategies. Okay po, sa pagtuturo. Bakit? Ano bang mga train of thoughts natin na pwedeng ilagay sa appropriate? Ito po yan ha. Yung appropriate po, pwede siyang related sa development. Kapag Prof Ed ang pinag-uusapan, related po siya sa development. And then, level as well. Kapag tinanong sa licensure exam, sa professional education, ano daw ba yung appropriate sa mga bata? Okay? Kailangan, ang isipin ninyo ay yung development ng bata. Developmentally responsive ba ito? Appropriate ba to sa current level or responsive ba siya sa current level ng mga estudyante ko? Okay? So do not forget that. And then, when we talk about the word basic teacher, kahit saan ka mapunta, Gen Ed, Prof Ed, or specialization, ito po ang mga related words sa basic. Pakisulat po ha. Number one, fundamental. Fundamental. Number two, foundational. O, tandaan ang mga sinasabi ni Coach Jazz. Okay po? Number one, fundamental. And then, number two, foundational. Kapag may nakita kang word na foundational, it only means one thing, basic. Fundamental, it only means one thing, basic. Another one, no? Core. Bakit po? Saan nakikita yung mga core na yan? For example, in mga ism-ism in education, ay, parang naaasim-asim na ako dyan, kaka-ism-ism natin dyan. Tama, pero again, teachers, you have to focus on the isms of education kasi walang mangyayari kung hindi mo yun pagfofokusan din, kung hindi mo yan isasama sa review. Okay? So, ang core po, pwede rin yung basic. Core subjects, basic subjects. And when we talk about the word basic, no, when it comes to the ism ng education, philosophies of education, saang parte po iyon? Sagot, essentialism. Okay? Ang sagot natin dyan ay sa essentialism. So, okay na po ba to? Okay na ba? Wala na ba ako nakikita mga words na pwede pa nating i-make sense? O kapag make sense po natin yung words, pakisulat po ha, kasi baka mamaya makadaupang palad ninyo yan or ma-meet nyo yan halfway sa inyong review at mapatunayan ninyo, ay, oo nga, related nga sila. Okay po? So, next tayo. Congrats, teachers. Number 2. Nagsasagutan na. Number 2, when is it best for Teacher Anna to set up classroom routines? For example, passing of papers, seeking permission in class, etc. Sagot-sagot tayo. Sagot-sagot, teachers. Number 2, again po, kailan po kaya po pwede na mag-set up? Ang tanong po dito ha, best. Best. So, hahanap ka ng pinakamaganda. Pwede po ba lahat dyan, Coach Jazz? Answer, yes, pwede lahat. Pero, ano ang pinakamaganda? For Teacher Anna to set up classroom routines. Answer natin dito, letter D, at the start of the year. Hala! Coach Jazz, wait! Ano ba to? Bakit hindi letter C, at the start or at start of every class? Nako po. So, ganito po ha, pag-usapan natin. When we talk about classroom routines, teachers, it is best for Teacher Anna to establish it at the start of the year. Pupuwede rin naman yung at start of every class, pero iba kasi yung impact kapag sa simula ng school year. Ang letter C kasi, kaya po natin siya tinatawag na routine. Ang routine po, nagfo-form po yan from habits, okay? Or kailangan nafo-form niyan yung habits, okay? Plus, repeated siya. Pero bago natin siya ma-form as habit, okay? At bago natin siya i-repeat, dito po, kailangan at the start of the year, sabihin ko na, ikaw, teacher, di ba po, meron kang hinahandle na section. At the start of the school year, first day of school, second day of school, you give them the school rules and also classroom routine. Nagsiset ka na ng cleaners. Meron na tayong prayer. Tama po? Yung letter C kasi, this is everyday part of life. And again po, teachers, kung everyday ito, naka-anchor pa rin siya sa kauna-unahan. That's why it is best for Teacher Anna to set up classroom routines at the start of the year. Yung at the end of the year, parang ano na siya, no? Parang mapapaisip ka, imposible na. Letter B, in the middle of the year, puwede naman. Paano po naging pwede yon, Coach Jazz? For example, you have a new routine. Meron kang bagong routine. Sige, pwede yan. In the middle of the year. Pero, kasi, ang kailangan natin, yung pinaka-routine talaga. So, sometimes you have to situate yourself, no, sa isang classroom. Kapag tayo po ay nagtuturo. Letter C, at start of every class, pwede naman, pero ito kasi is more of a practice. Okay? Ang letter D, set up yan. Kapag sinabi nating set up, ine-establish natin. Ine-establish. O, lagay natin dito. Ay, hindi ko makita yung pen ko. Ayan, establish. Okay? Ine-establish natin. Binibuild natin siya. Yung letter C naman po, again, pinapractice na natin siya. Naiintindihan po, teachers? Nakikita po ang pagkakaiba? So, once again, ang number 2 po natin, it is letter D. So, okay lang po yan, teachers, kung letter C ang inyong sinagot. Kasi nakakalito naman talaga siya, no? Pero again, teachers, ano pong pinagkaiba ni letter C at ni letter D? Again, si letter D po, setting up. Kagaya nito, keyword, set up. Yung letter C, it is more of a practice, an application, araw-araw. Nabudol kayo ng passing of paper, no? Seeking permission. So, ayan po. Once again, pag nakita to sa day ng licensure exam, ay, natutuwa ko dito. Okay, that's why number 2, it is letter D. Next tayo, teachers. Number 3. Coach Jazz, ang haba naman, nanakit na yung ulo ko. Number 3 pa lang tayo. So, kaya mo yan, teacher. Analyze mo lang. Pag-usapan natin 'to. Baka mamaya sa inyong computer o sa inyong cellphone nakaganyan na yung mga mata niyo, naniningkit na sila, oh. So, number 3, for learning to the maximum and optimum, ibig sabihin ng optimum parang at your best, no? Teachers and students should participate in these levels of computer use. O levels po, teacher. Kapag pinag-usapan natin ng level, makakapunta ka ba kagad sa level 2 without reaching level 1? Syempre, hindi po. Dapat magsisimula tayo saan? Sa pinaka-basic, sa pinaka-simple. Ano kayong sagot ng ating teacher? Sige po makita. So, ayan. Ang answer natin ay letter... Ay, nagahalo-halo na ba? Okay po. Huwag matatakot magsagot, teacher, ha? Yung mga nagsagot ng letter C kanina, okay lang yan. Di ba po ang mindset natin? It's not about being tama or mali. Instead, it is about being tama or natuto during your letter review season. So, pag-usapan natin to. Answer natin, letter A. Congratulations po sa teachers na nagsagot ng letter A. Bakit po hindi letter B, C, at D? I-extract natin, analyze natin. For learning to the maximum and optimum, teachers and students should participate in these levels of computer use. Which order arranges computer use from simplest, ibig sabihin, sa level 1. Papunta saan? Sa mastery level. Now, letter A, computer literacy. I hope you are familiar with the term literacy. Kapag sinasabi ng Educational Commission o ng news ng media. Bagsak na naman ang mga batang Pilipino. Ang mga Filipino students saan? Sa literacy. Ano po ba usually ang literacy? Reading, kasama dyan. So, anything basic, it is part of literacy. That's why, sinimulan natin siya sa number 1. Kasi, you have to be literate muna. You have to know how to read, you have to know the basics of the computer before you become a competent, no? A competent individual. Kasi kung hindi ka marunong magbasa, hindi ka magiging good reader or competent reader. And just like in computer use, kung hindi ka marunong ng basics ng computer, you will not be competent in using computer. Naintindihan po? And then, kapag ikaw ay may competency na, of course, marireach mo na yung expertise. Nasa mastery level ka na. Halimbawa, teachers, tayo po ay naging pre-service teacher. Tama po ba mali? Tama po, no? Naging pre-service teachers tayo. Kung hindi man tayo naging pre-service teachers, nagkaroon tayo ng units. Literacy includes parang studying the subjects in teaching. Prof Ed, Gen Ed. And then, when you finally apply it in the classroom during your demo teaching, you become competent. Okay? And then, when you finally count the years that you serve in education, naging in-service teacher ka na, talagang nagtuturo ka na, teaching becomes your expertise. And just like in computer use, we start with level 1. Again, when you see the word literacy, it is always about basic things. Okay? You should know how to do this, the basics. Okay? That's why, teachers, ang sagot natin ay letter A. So, okay lang po yan kahit nabudol kayo ng letter B, C, D. O pagkabalik ninyo ng coaching session, at balikan nyo, sabi ni Coach Jazz, natuto ako dito. Okay lang yan. Slay na slay pa rin ako. Okay? So, number 3 tayo. Number 4. Ito pa isa. Medyo nakakalito, pero kakayanin. Okay? On the reasoning process, which is used for pure philosophy, that is deductive, rather than an inductive science. Okay po, number 4 tayo. Anes kaya ang sabi? Hehehe, wala napansin ang D. Wala daw napansin. Hindi po ba napansin yung letter D kanina? So, ito po, no? So, number 4, ang answer po ng ating teachers ay, ng ating future LPTs, letter B with a question mark, letter C, letter A. So, sagot lang po, teachers, ha? Huwag mahihiya. Again, no judgment po tayo dito. So, again po, on the reasoning process, which is used for pure philosophy, that is deductive, rather than an inductive science. Teachers, tip. Ang tip ko sa inyo, isa sa mga starter packs ng pagiging let taker, pagiging teacher na nagre-review for the licensure exam is this. You have to know the difference between deductive and inductive. You have to know the difference between, pakisulat po ha, direct and indirect, parang teaching, okay, or strategies. You also need to know the different philosophies in education, along with the different strategies. Okay? Kasama po yan dyan. And then, ano pa ba mga starter packs natin dito? What teaching means? Ibig sabihin, is this a profession, a vocation, or a mission? Now, in number 4, balik tayo, no? On the reasoning process which is used for pure philosophy, that is a deductive. Deductive po yung hinahanap natin ha, rather than an inductive science. So, answer natin dito, letter A. Hala, Coach Jazz, wait, bakit letter A yan? Parang hindi ko siya magets. So, para po sa mga nagsagot ng letter A, very good for you. Okay? Pero po, para sa mga nagsagot ng letter B, C, D, okay rin po yan. So, at least you tried, teachers. And this time, matututo kayo, no? So, once again, teachers, ang tanong ko po, deductive versus inductive. Ano po ang general to specific? Is it inductive or deductive? Pakitype nga po sa ating chat box. Again po, general to specific, deductive or inductive? General to specific? Meron po ba na yung sumagot ng aking tanong? Kasi again, we have to clarify the difference between the two, no? Deductive. Oh, very good, teacher. So, ito po, no? Deductive po ang general to specific. Ngayon, ang inductive, it only means one thing. Specific to general. Now, look at the choices. May ituturo po ako sa inyo ha. Tingnan nyo siya maigi. Ngayon, deductive, general to specific. Yung letter A, it starts from prior ideas in the mind. Letter B, it starts with a real outside the mind. You can see here the word real, no? Outside the mind. Yung letter C, it relates external reality to mental reality. Tanong ko sa'yo, teacher, yung letter C ba, kamukha ba siya ni letter B? Real outside and external reality. They almost sound the same. Tama? But they are phrased differently. Pero the same pa rin sila ng punto. Letter D, it starts from the real to the mental. So once again, there is real. That's why yung letter B, C, D, kung mapapaisip kayo, ay magkakamuka. Hindi siya yung naiiba. So yung letter B, C, and D, even if you're not parang aware of this question or nalilito ka sa question na to, you can easily cross out letter B, C, and D. Kasi magkakamukha sila. Okay po? Magkakamukha sila. That's why letter B, C, and D, hindi po yan. Okay? Yung letter A, it starts from prior ideas in the mind. Ngayon, Coach Jazz, paano yun? General to specific daw. Teachers, in the process of inductive and deductive reasoning or science, we always try to gather pieces of evidence. Now, when we try to gather pieces of evidence, inductive science only tells us one thing. Kailangan, tingnan niyo po ako sa camera ha, kailangan from the pieces of evidence that you can observe, halimbawa, ito yung mga pieces of evidence ko, ayan siya, outside siya, no? So, from the pieces of evidence that you can gather and observe, ipapasok mo yan sa isip mo. And then, yung mga pieces of evidence na yon na pinasok mo sa isip mo, specific, okay, outside, to general, saka ka palang magko-conclude. Okay po? Ngayon, kapag deductive, ganito yan. Nag-conclude ka muna bago ka humanap ng ebidensya. That's why letter A, it starts from prior ideas in the mind. Halimbawa, pasimplihin natin, no, teachers. Halimbawa, meron kang crush. Tama po. Halimbawa, estudyante natin, may crush. Sabi niya sa'yo, Ma'am, sir, feeling ko crush ako nito. Okay? Wala lang, naisip ko lang, crush lang ako nito. So, parang nag-conclude na kagad siya. Okay? And then, saka palang pumasok yung mga pieces of evidence. Pero, pag lumapit siya sa'yo, sinabi niya, Ma'am, sir, ganito ginagawa sa akin ng crush ko. Tapos, feeling ko crush niya ako. Nauna yung pieces of evidence. That's why, again, it is inductive. So, once again po, no, number 4, deductive. Kasi nga, prior ideas muna. Nag-conclude muna tayo. Nag-form muna tayo ng general idea before tayo naghanap ng specific idea. Naintindihan po? So, sana po naintindihan ang difference between deductive and also inductive. Okay? Ay, active! Crush ang usapan. Talaga namang active na active ang mga, ang mga guro kapag gano'n ang usapan. Okay po? So, next tayo, teacher. Sana po nag-gets na kung anong difference. So, kahit nakapikit, kailangan sa uluhin, deductive is general to specific, inductive is specific to general. Kasi there are a lot of drills. Again, teachers, I'm not saying that there will be a lot of test items on the day of the licensure exam about inductive and deductive. Kasi hindi po ako si Nostradamus. Hindi ko yan mape-predict. Okay? So, what I can only say to you is that there are a lot of drills about deductive and also inductive reasoning, deductive and inductive approach, direct and indirect approach. Okay po? When it comes to Prof Ed. Next item tayo. Number 5, to encourage introspection, which teaching method is most appropriate? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Kayang-kaya na. Ang tanong lang, patay tayo dito. Hindi ko alam, Coach Jazz, kung ano ibig sabihin ng introspection. So, pag-usapan natin, teachers, no? Which teaching method is most appropriate? Reveal na natin yung answer. Number 5, this is letter C. It is reflective. So, pag-usapan natin. Coach Jazz, ano ibig sabihin ng introspection? So, it is part of a reflection. However, the thing is, kapag ka introspection versus retrospection. Sana po narinig nyo na yung mga ganitong words, teachers. So, introspection, this is reflecting on your current state or current happenings of your life or in your life rather, no? Yung mga pangyayari currently. Pwede rin naman sa past, pwede rin sa future, pero ang pinagkaiba niya kasi sa retrospection, I know you're familiar with the term retroactive jealousy. Ayan, mga guro nating nakapag-retroactive jealousy na. Ano bang retroactive jealousy sa guro? Ano bang po pwede dyan? So siguro yung co-advisor, ay yung advisor nila dati, 'di ba, kinukumpara nila sa'yo, kaya parang nalulungkot-lungkot ka diyan. Pero again 'no, yung retroactive jealousy is the concept na very popular ngayon kasi parang yun yung nagseselos ka sa ex nung current partner mo. Now, the same thing happens with the retrospection. The only thing is that yung retro kasi past ito, so you reflect in the happenings sa past mo. Okay? Ngayon, kapag differentiate natin siya kay introspection, si introspection, current, present. Pwedeng may past, pwedeng may future, pero yung timeline niya kasi is talagang regardless. Okay? Kapag retrospection, from the word itself, retroactive jealousy, retro 90s or retros 90s, yung mga ganyan, no? Parang you go back to the past. To the past. That's why, again, kapag retrospection, it is about reflecting sa past and introspection sa current mo. Okay? Now, let's talk about, ano ba dito? Cognitive. Teachers, since you're with Coach Jess tonight, I hope, teachers, that it is not only your cognition na pinalalawak mo sa licensure exam. Kasi, teacher, tandaan mo to sasabihin ko, your cognition is only one aspect of the licensure exam. Your metacognition matters. And what is metacognition? You should know how to think. You should know how to properly review. You should know how to take the licensure exam. How to answer difficult questions na hindi mo alam. Okay? You need to have techniques. And again, teachers, your cognition is part of your let review, but the bigger part of it ay yung metacognition, the house. Kasi if you keep on just parang thinking about what is the answer to the question or to this question, and you did not think about how can I answer this question, it will be very hard for you sa din ng licensure exam. Bakit po? Sa Gen Ed, posibleng may verbatim. Okay, so maririnig nyo, no, yung mga feedback, ay, lumabas to, verbatim, lumabas to. Sa professional education, no. Hindi po verbatim ang lumalabas sa Prof Ed, lalo na sa specialization. So, kung meron man siguro, I don't know, baka bihira lang, pero based on the feedback, hindi siya verbatim lumalabas. The concepts, they are there, but yung questions talaga, hindi sila lumalabas verbatim. Okay po? So again, you have to know how to answer questions and you also need to know the answer to the questions. Okay po? So next tayo, teachers. Ay, by the way, yung word na learning, pag-usapan natin, isa pang basic knowledge, no? Kapag ikaw ay isang let taker na magte-take ng Prof Ed. So ang learning po, anong definition niyan? It is a more or less permanent change in behavior. Sometimes wala na yung more or less. A permanent change in behavior. Yun na. Okay? Basta yung may permanent change in behavior, it only means one thing, it is learning. Okay? So next tayo, teachers. Number 6, ito po ay halong Prof Ed and Gen Ed. Kaya ito naman ay pupunta tayo sa Gen Ed, particularly Gen Ed English. Okay? So pag-uusapan natin to. Thinking about thinking. Tama, teacher. Correct ka dyan. Book learning people rightly cherish, but gumption's best of all to me. The speaker prefers. Ito po answer natin. Again, book learning people rightly cherish, but gumption's best of all to me. Answer lang natin dito. This is letter. I mean, nagsagot na po ba? O naglalag po ako? Or feeling ka wala pa? Answer po kayo, teacher. Okay lang yan. Huwag mag-aalala. So, matututo kayo. No worries. Okay po. So once again, teacher, ano nga bang ibig sabihin nito? So ang hinahanap natin dito is gumption. And when we talk about the word gumption, it only means one thing. Letter D, common sense. Bakit po yan? Yung sagot, gumption eh. Teacher, makikita nyo yung letter A, B, at C, pare-pareho yan. Parang, it has something to do with logic and ideas. Tama? Letter D, siyang pinaka-naiba. And when we talk about book learning, letter C, eliminate mo na kagad. Tama? Kasi yun din naman yun. The same word. Yung letter A at letter B, they are built sa ideas. And so, they are also part of book learning. Pare-pareho lang sila ng nature. That's why yung gumption, best of all to me, common sense. Paano natin malalaman kung antonym ba ang hinahanap ng book learning? So, dito kasi yung gumption, it feels like it is an antonym, no? Yung opposite ng book learning. Kasi nga, it is common sense. You can see here the word but. Pero, in Filipino, no? That's why yung yung number 6, ang hinahanap niya yung opposite. Yung letter A, B, at C, para pareho lang yan. Kasama yan ni book learning. Yung letter D, siya na ang pinaka parang nag-o-oppose kay book learning. O parang hindi siya kaanib ni book learning. That's why letter D is our answer. Okay po? So, do not forget this, teachers, ha? Pag lumabas na sa Janad English, wag na wag kakalimutan. Number 7. Yung number 7 po natin, no? One leader, at the end of the tale, sabi niya, no? Naalala niya, to strive, to seek, and to find, and not to yield. Answer lang po natin dito. This is letter A. Correct, teacher. Very good ka dyan. Tama ka dyan. Letter A ang ating sagot. Characterized by sustained efforts and courage. Bakit po? Ang kalimitan na nalilito ang reviewees, ang ating mga co-teacher, no, ay letter A at letter C. Nalilito sila dyan. Minsan, tawag dito, kinocross nila yan kasi feeling nila magkamuka. 'Di ba po? Pero here in this part, letter C, characterized by accomplishment, sustained and further research, malayo siya kay letter A in a sense na sinasabi kasi dito to strive, magpursige, humanap, to seek and to find, at huwag ka kagad mag-surrender, not to yield. That's why, kung ikaw ay magpupursige sa paghahanap ng paghahanap at hindi ka susuko, it is characterized by sustained efforts and courage. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng sustained? You're familiar with the word or the term sustainable development goals. Tama? And when we talk about doing something sustainable for us, it doesn't only mean that we do those things to survive. Okay? At one point in time, but we do things continuously, no? Or to continuously survive. That is sustainable. That's why in number 7, nagpupursige ka sa paghahanap, no? O naghahanap ka na naghahanap at hindi ka sumusuko. It only means one thing. You continuously strive. That's why, yung continuously strive, sustained din po ang ibig sabihin nun. Letter A is our answer. Okay? So, don't forget this, teachers, ha? Number 8. Perpcom naman, Perpcom. Purposive communication. Number 8, the process of transmitting information and common understanding from one person to another. Wag po sanang malilito, pero if this is your first time to meet this question at feeling mo nalilito-lito ka, let us clarify that. Okay? So, number 8, answer natin dito, this is letter A, communication. Super basic. Isa sa mga starter packs ng purposive communication at malayuning komunikasyon sa wikang Filipino ay yung communication. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? Especially language, okay? At ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng wika? Now, when we talk about communication, it is the process of transmitting information and common understanding. When we talk about the word understanding, it is not only understanding or the word understanding that you will meet when it comes to purposive communication. Sometimes, ang word na understanding, it also takes the form of comprehension or comprehending, okay? And then interpretation or interpretation or interpreting. Okay? And if you still want to know more, no, know more words na related sa understanding, you may visit Bloom's Taxonomy. O hack, teacher, na i-share sa'yo ni Coach Jazz. Hack! Basahin mo yung mga verbs na nasa Bloom's Taxonomy para naman familiar ka sa mga gagamitin mo na verbs. Okay po? Sa iyong lesson plan. At kapag nakita mo yung verb na yun, no, malay mo naman maintindihan mo siya kaagad. Tapos tinanong ko anong parte to ng Bloom's Taxonomy. Di kayang-kaya mo siya mabilis sagutan. However, kapag ganun yung tanong, no, halimbawa may objective yung tanong, medyo easy ka lang doon kasi sometimes yung isang verb, pwede siya sa another level sa Bloom's Taxonomy. So again, you have to be very discerning of your answer and of the question so that sa day ng licensure exam, hindi ka malilito. Pero yun nga ang hack ko sa inyo, no? So, ang tip ko is for you to check or to visit the Bloom's Taxonomy. Okay, yung list niya ng verbs. So, ayan, isama mo po siya sa iyong pagre-review. Okay? And then yung letter B, pag tinanong sa licensure exam o sa purposive communication drill, nasaan ang meaning o anong parte ng communication model ang nagsisend ng meaning or hindi pala nagsisend ng meaning rather, nagko-contain ng meaning, answer natin message. Okay? Meaning. Kapag tinanong teacher, sa communication process, pakisulat po ha, sino yung nag-e-encode ng message? Answer natin, sender. Sino ang nagde-decode ng message? Sino ang nag-i-interpret ng message? Sino ang umiintindi ng message? Answer natin, receiver. Ano naman po yung mga barriers ng communication? Anong tawag natin sa kanila? Tawag natin sa kanila sa communication model, noise. Okay? Noise. So, yan po ha. Again, this is the sender. Drawing ko na lang. And then the sender will encode. Okay? Alin po? Yung message. And then, ide-decode po yan, ni receiver. Okay? Other sources, yung ibang references na uuna si receiver kay decoding process. Pero depende naman yan sa reference mo. Pero yung standard natin is decoding muna bago yung receiving. Okay po? And then, nasan yung noise? Nandito yung noise. Okay po? Nandyan siya usually sa may message kasi may medium pa dyan. Saan mo ba padadaluyin yung message mo? Tapos, kapag yan bumilog na o bumalik na kay sender, anong tawag natin doon? Tawag natin dito, okay? Feedback. Do not forget teachers ha. Again po, this is the basic communication model. Sender, encoding process, no? Encoding the message, and then ide-decode po yan ni receiver. Pero yung message, maaaring maapektuhan niya ng noise. Lalo na yung sa medium ng noise. Saan mo ba pinadala yan? Hindi pala noise, but message, no? Sa medium, saan mo ba pinadala yan? And then, babalik na po yan kay sender. Tawag natin doon, feedback. Okay? So, next tayo, number 9, teachers. Pag-usapan natin ng number 9. Ano po kaya yan? So, ito po yan, ha? Ito yung may underline dyan. Number 9, teachers, answer lang natin dito, simple lang, letter D. Pag nakita mo tong word na to, no, this is letter D. Another pointer is mga vocab natin dyan for purpose of communication. Pwede rin yan kasi sometimes perpcom doesn't only entail what communication means, but it also entails Gen Ed English in general. Okay? So that's why letter D is our answer. Next, number 10. Who wrote the novel The Little Prince? Robert po to ha, hindi Robber. Robber. Robert. So, answer natin, The Little Prince. Teachers, answer natin, letter B, si Exupéry po. Bakit po? Yung letter A, Mark Twain. Siya po yung nagsulat ng mga adventures. Ngayon, ang tanong ni Coach Jazz sa inyo, ano ang tunay na pangalan ni Mark Twain? Okay po, anong tunay na pangalan ni Mark Twain? O pakilagay na lang po sa ating comment section ha, para mabasa din ng ating mga co-teachers dyan. Ano ang tunay na pangalan ni Mark Twain? Kasi po ang Mark Twain ay isang pseudonym. Tama? O di kaya sagisig panulat, parang ganun siya. And then, yung letter C, siya po ang nagsulat ng Uncle Tom's Cabin. Nasa Rizal din po ba yan? Answer, yes. Kasi isa po yan sa inspirasyon ng mga nobela ni Rizal. Do not forget ha, letter C. And then letter D, si Robert Frost. Ngayon po sa kanya yung The Road Not Taken. Pag tinanong sa licensure exam, ano yung common na tema? O di kaya parang tungkol saan commonly yung mga sinulat ni Robert Frost? Okay po? So, ang answer natin ay decision. Again, answer, decision. Okay po? So, may nagsagot na po ba? Okay? Ayan, tama ka, teacher. Ang tunay niyang name ay Samuel Clemens. Okay po. So, yun po ang tunay niyang name ha, ni Mark Twain. So, next number tayo. Ayan, parang naglalag sa end ko. Okay po, yan. Number 11 tayo, teachers. Which of the following will most likely help students in internalizing classroom rules? Our answer here is letter... sagot na. Answer natin, teachers. Tama, letter B. Student participation in setting rules. Okay, in setting rules. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin, no, bakit nga ba yan ang sagot? So, letter A, teacher explaining the rules to students to follow. Letter C, following teacher's rules. Letter D, si teacher nagpo-formulate ng rules. So, makikita nyo, no, very passive yung role ni estudyante dito. Si letter A, si teacher lang. Letter C, si student, follower lang. So, parang si teacher pa rin nag-establish. That's why yung letter D, okay? So, parang ganun din siya. So, letter B, si student nagpa-participate sa setting ng rules. Bakit po? Teachers, I don't know if you tried this one already, but I hope na sa start ng school year, pag nagbibigay kayo ng classroom rules, you also try to ask your students. Okay po, try niyo rin silang i-ask, what rules would you like? O di kaya, ano yung mga rules na gusto ninyo pagdating sa ating classroom? Kasi that is one of the ways on how you can make them internalize. Ibig sabihin ng internalizing, parang i-own nila, iisipin nilang maigi, isa sa buhay, isa sa isip, isa sa puso. Kasi kapag sila yung nag-participate, o kapag ka nag-participate sila, no, sa pagsiset ng rules, there is parang, alam niyo yon, less chance for them to violate the rule na sila mismo gumawa. Okay? And in that way, you are also teaching them ownership ng rules para naman okay sila sa classroom. Okay po, so do not forget that. And then number 12 tayo, teachers. Tingnan natin, no? Number 12. Of the following, which will you implement as the most effective strategy for influencing human emotion? for retention and discovery of learning? Answer natin, teacher. Eto po, iisipin mo lang kung ano ba dito yung merong human emotion. Okay, baka kasi sabihin mo sa akin, letter D yan, Coach Jazz. I mean, being humorous and light in teaching, parang ang saya lang sa classroom pag nakakatawa yung teacher, tama? However, teachers, our answer here is effective kasi siya, no? So, answer natin dito, letter B, using inspirational tool, book, film, or art. Ngayon, teacher, merong tanong sa Gen Ed English kung saan ano daw ang tawag sa tipo ng literatura or sa literature kapag ito ay nagtuturo, giving morals or lessons. Answer natin, didactic. Okay, didactic. And then here, again, most effective strategy for influencing human emotion, it is inspirational tool. Kasi through that, no, you can evoke parang, tawag dito, parang a sense of good feeling sa mga estudyante mo, may inspire sila. So, lalo na kung kwento man yan, film or art about studying or about life challenges. So, ayan siya. Caring-carry yan. And then, when we talk about retention, teacher, ito pong word na to, retention. Ang tanong ko sa'yo, teacher, nare-retain mo ba ang mga pinag-uusapan natin at ang mga lesson, ang mga lecture, plus yung mga inaaral mo? Okay? Now, since I saw these two words sa licensure exam, dito sa question na to, teachers, you only focus on these two words, ha? Eto po, labas tayo dito sa tanong na to. Pupunta tayo sa metacognition. What you need to remember during your let review season is you need to retain information. Ask yourself, how will I retain information? And second, how will I discover information? Do not only rely sa mga coaching sessions. I mean, coaching sessions, they are the best. Kasi it is the best way, or listening to a coaching session, watching coaching session is one of the best ways on how you can improve your let review journey. But I hope, teachers, na even outside coaching sessions and after coaching sessions, you are a learner and a teacher sa sarili mo mismo. Kasi you need to discover, you need to explore. Again, there are a lot of materials, sasabihin sa'yo ni Coach Jazz, there are a lot of materials for the licensure exam. So do not only isolate yourself, or do not isolate yourself. Explore so that you can retain more. Okay po, so don't forget that, teachers, ha? And then I think since 5 minutes na lang, kaya pa ba ito ng isa pang question? Or go pa ba natin ng isang question? Or ano pa ba? Mag-reminders na lang kaya ako about the licensure exam? So, ayun, tama ka, teacher. Letter B, emotional kasi. Yung letter B kasi, ito nga pala. Yung word na drills. Oo nga pala, teacher, ha? Ito, pag-usapan natin. Sa licensure exam or sa LET, ang sa mga drills, no? Yung word na drills, bakit ka nga ba nagde-drills? Ano nga bang sense niyan? So that you will retain more information. Plus, kapag nakakita ka ng word na drill sa Prof Ed, ganito po ang mga related words dyan. Habits, practice, repetition. Repetition, repetition, mastery. Pag tinanong sa Prof Ed, ano kayang theory related ang drills? Answer, behaviorism. Kasi it is only in behaviorism that you form habits, that you repeat things, and that you try to achieve mastery. It is also a big part of behaviorism. Okay, yung drills. And what else? Ano ba? So, ayun, teachers. Eto ha, i-tips ko na lang kasi patips na rin naman. We only have 4 minutes and kaya nyo naman ng tingnan din yung or magsagot on your own. But since this is the first time that I coached here again, o nag-coach ulit ako dito sa page na to, sasabihin ko sa inyo yung tawag dito, mga kailangan nyo na hacks for the licensure exam sa huling 3 minuto. Number one, again, you have to answer drills. Gasgas na to, pero super iconic. You have to answer drills. Answer drills as many as you can. 100 drills every day. Pero if you are not at your best and you're feeling so tired because of a lot of work, no? So you can just answer even 10 items. Carry na yan. Kaya mo yan, teacher. Okay, 10 items, 20 items, progress is still progress. And then, again, yung sinabi ni Coach just sa inyo, you have to focus not only on your cognition, but also metacognition. And what else? Motivation. Kasi sa licensure exam or sa classroom natin, di ba, we always motivate students. Tama po? We always motivate students. And when we always motivate students, we know that getting their interest and making them learn at their own pace plus yung parang best nila, no? Na feeling nila, ay, okay to, kering-keri ko mag-learn today. So, mahalaga yon. Pinahalagahan natin yun as teachers. And even if you are a teacher right now, you are still a learner. So, I hope you become very positive and you also become very motivated sa licensure exam. Plus, eto po teachers, para sa mga hindi nakaabot kanina, do not forget this. Again, yung sinasabi ni Coach Jazz, your letter review season is not about being tama or mali. Instead, it is about being tama or natuto. Kasi kapag iniisip mo ng inisip na lagi kang mali, magdo-domino effect yan, feeling mo di ka napapasa. Kapag iniisip mo, tama ka or natuto ka lang sa isang test item during your letter review season, ulitin ko sa iyo, teacher, may encourage ka pang mag-review. Kasi what you need right now ay encouragement. Hindi negative thoughts. Do not entertain negative thoughts, teachers. Again, you have to know how to reorient, okay? How to reorient your thoughts kapag feeling mo na sinasakluban ka na ng negative thoughts dyan, di ka papasa or anything. Pag sinabi ng kamag-anak mo, di ka papasa, you have to believe in yourself. There is always someone believing in you, teachers. Do not forget that. And as you learn, I hope that you will also enjoy your let review journey. Do not forget that, teachers. Okay po? So, I think that's all. Once again, I am Coach Jazz, and it was a very, very great night or parang a very great 1 hour with you. So, I hope, teachers, that you will take with you all the learnings, even the motivation that I gave you. So, kaya mo yan, teacher. Naniniwala ako sa'yo. Papasa ka sa licensure exam. Ang combination natin, no? Sipag, tiyaga, ano ba? Tawag dito, pagmamahal sa profesyon? Pagmamahal sa profesyon. So again, cognition, metacognition plus motivation, and you will ace and top and pass the licensure exam. So thank you so much, teachers, and see you po kapag may chance ulit tayo. So bye-bye everyone!